You actually said that most vendors today still pitch in isolation of
Yes.
each other without, obviously knowing that they still are selling into customers who are not just using that one tool in isolation. Like there's a whole
Yes.
stack. It all needs to talk to each other. Lots of vendors are slowly waking up to this like partner ecosystem idea with like point solutions kind of rising there. What does like a great vendor relationship look like from your seat at a massive enterprise, and what's the tell when one's going to flop? Like, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, I will give you an example, Phil. So I remember actually a few years ago, an account manager sent me an email that he would quit his job because he was logging in and out of too many tools. I think it was 15, 16 of them. It was for me, yeah, but it was for me a moment like, wow, yikes, what monster did we create? These people have to do their job day to day with that. And why I mentioned that example, that it's all about how these vendors collaborate, how they integrate, how they work together, etc. And also, a vendor, to take one more step back, a vendor relationship is not an easy thing as well. That, especially for the larger ones, the one that costs money, where you have longer relationships, whatever. And that's a bit where we spoke about before, that CFO versus CEO, IT procurement, versus business. Business wants it now. Then IT around a renewal, you cannot share too much insight from a business perspective because it could impact your contracts, towards procurement and what you pay for it, etc. So yeah, I think taking away, and there's some vendors that do that, that they do actually contracting on your behalf. They know what other clients pay as well, so they do the
Mm.
contracting for you. You have kind of a standard price. And I love that because then I don't need to be any more careful what I share with the vendor. I can have any discussion, any workshop, any reference session at any time, independent on when the contract is hitting, yes or no. And again, to answer your question, what is a good vendor relationship? We as Philips are very transparent on our tech stack. You can Google Philips Martech stack. You will find the evolution of our tech stack of the past 3-4 years. And I love when vendors come to the table. We have a conversation where they have looked at that. You skip already some conversations of how they can add benefit based on the context and business we are operating in and the technical backbone that we have.
Hmm.
And I'm already having a very different conversation with such a vendor. But often, yeah, you must get it as well. I'm getting all these LinkedIn messages with, hi Henk-Jan, did you think of this? Shall we talk? It's all topics that, okay, might be important. There's abbreviations in it I've never heard about, And yeah, I don't want to have a random conversation. I'm happy to be inspired, but I have certain use cases and problems where I look for solutions. And I will find you, I will find you. And also one more thing I want to add. I think I still see, especially with the larger vendors, also that we have one-to-one conversations, right? Monthly, quarterly, whatever, conversations on how the tool is adopting, utilization, where we request features sometimes, these conversations, strategic conversations, but they never talk about the ecosystem or bring in other partners, vendors from that ecosystem on how they could better collaborate, So it's very focused on the customer that they have naturally, but they don't take into account the broader ecosystem. I think that could be a big win for a lot of vendors because then you offer kind of more package or I don't know the right word for it. I can't find it, but you offer kind of a way of collaborating on again, maybe a capability or something that you want to achieve. So yeah, vendors out there, please reach out to me with these kind of conversations.